Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly draw others to them? Why certain individuals walk into a room and everyone just gravitates toward them, while others struggle to make genuine connections? The truth is, being likable isn't about being the funniest person in the room or having the perfect life. It's actually much simpler than you think. And today I'm going to share the real secrets that psychology research has uncovered about what makes people genuinely attractive to be around. By the end of this video, you'll have practical, science-backed strategies you can start using immediately to become the kind of person others naturally want to spend time with. And the best part? None of this requires you to change who you are at your core. Here's the first thing that might surprise you. Being likable has very little to do with trying to impress people. In fact, the harder you try to make people like you, the less likely it becomes. This phenomenon is called the liking gap. And researchers have found that people consistently underestimate how much others like them after first meetings. The secret lies in a fundamental shift of focus. Instead of asking, "How can I get this person to like me?" start asking, "How can I make this person feel good about themselves when they're around me?" Think about your favorite people in your life. I bet they're not necessarily the most accomplished or the most entertaining. They're probably the people who make you feel heard, understood, and valued. That's exactly what we're aiming for. Active listening is probably the most powerful likability skill you can develop, yet most people are terrible at it. We're usually so focused on what we're going to say next that we miss the goldmine of connection happening right in front of us. Real listening means putting your phone away, making eye contact, and giving someone your full attention. But it goes deeper than that. It's about listening not just to the words, but to the emotions behind them. When someone tells you about their weekend trip, they're not just sharing information. They might be sharing excitement, pride, or even anxiety. Here's a simple technique that works like magic: the reflection method. When someone shares something with you, reflect back what you heard, including the emotion. Instead of just saying, "That's cool," try something like, "It sounds like that trip really recharged you," or "I can hear how proud you are of how that turned out." This does two powerful things. First, it shows the person you're really paying attention. Second, it helps them feel understood, which is one of the deepest human needs we all share. Most people ask surface-level questions and wonder why their conversations feel flat. How was your day? What do you do for work? These questions are fine for breaking the ice, but they don't create real connection. The secret is to ask questions that invite people to share something they care about. Instead of, "How was your weekend?" try, "What was the highlight of your weekend?" Instead of, "What do you do?" try, "What's the most interesting part of your work right now?" But here's the key. You have to genuinely care about the answer. People can sense when you're just going through the motions versus when you're actually curious about their experience. One of my favorite question categories is what I call story questions. These are questions that naturally invite people to share a little narrative about themselves. Questions like, "How did you get into that?" Or, "What drew you to this area?" Or, "What's been surprising about that experience?" These questions give people permission to share something meaningful, and when people share meaningful things, they feel more connected to you. Humans are tribal creatures. We're naturally drawn to people who seem similar to us because similarity feels safe and familiar. But there's a right way and a wrong way to leverage this tendency. The wrong way is to pretend you like things you don't actually like, or to exaggerate connections that aren't really there. People can usually sense when you're being fake, and it backfires. The right way is to genuinely look for authentic points of connection. Maybe you both grew up in small towns, or you both love cooking, or you both have complicated relationships with social media. When you find real common ground, highlight it naturally. "Oh, you're from a small town too? I love meeting other people who get what that's like." But here's an important point. You don't need to have everything in common with someone to connect with them. Sometimes the most interesting connections happen when you're genuinely curious about someone's different experiences. The key is authentic interest, not forced similarity. One of the simplest ways to make someone feel special is to remember details about their life and bring them up in future conversations. This shows that what they shared with you mattered enough for you to hold on to it. I'm not talking about anything complicated here. If someone mentions they have a big presentation coming up, follow up about it next time you see them. If they mention they're training for a marathon, ask how the training is going. If they tell you about their daughter's soccer game, remember to ask about it. Most people are so focused on their own lives that they don't retain these details about others. When you do, You immediately stand out as someone who genuinely cares. Here's a practical tip. If you're bad at remembering details naturally, write them down. Keep notes in your phone about people you want to build relationships with. It might feel weird at first, but it's better than consistently forgetting important things about people you care about. Everyone likes to be appreciated, but generic compliments don't carry much weight. "You're awesome" doesn't hit the same way as, "I really admire how patient you were with that difficult customer." Specific praise shows that you're paying attention and that you notice the particular qualities that make someone special. It's much more meaningful and memorable. But here's the crucial part. Your praise has to be genuine. People can smell fake compliments from a mile away. Look for things you actually admire about people, and then tell them about it in specific terms. This works especially well when you praise people for qualities they value in themselves or efforts they've made that might have gone unnoticed by others. This one is subtle but powerful. People tend to like others who communicate in a similar style to their own. If someone is high energy and animated, matching that enthusiasm makes them feel understood. If someone is more calm and thoughtful, a gentler approach will resonate better. This doesn't mean becoming a chameleon or losing your own personality. It means being flexible enough to meet people where they are. If you're naturally a fast talker and you're speaking with someone who talks slowly and thoughtfully, slow down a bit. If you're naturally reserved and you're with someone who's very expressive, don't be afraid to show a little more enthusiasm. The goal is to make the other person feel comfortable and understood, not to perfectly mirror them. This might seem counterintuitive, but showing appropriate vulnerability actually makes you more likable, not less. When you share something genuine about yourself, it gives the other person permission to do the same, and mutual vulnerability creates connection. The key word here is appropriate. You don't want to overshare or dump heavy emotional content on someone you've just met. But sharing something real about your experience, your challenges, or your growth makes you human and relatable. Maybe you mention that you're nervous about a new project at work, or that you're trying to get better at cooking, or that you used to be terrible at public speaking but you've been working on it. These kinds of admissions make you approachable and give others ways to connect with you. Nobody wants to be around someone who's constantly negative, but nobody trusts someone who's positive all the time either. The sweet spot is what researchers call authentic positivity. This means looking for genuine reasons to be optimistic or appreciative, while also being real about challenges when they come up. It means being the kind of person who notices what's going well, who celebrates others' successes, and who can find something interesting or valuable even in difficult situations. But it also means being honest when things are tough, because that's part of being human. The goal isn't to be happy all the time. It's to be someone who approaches life with curiosity and resilience. One of the fastest ways to build trust and likability is to be someone who does what they say they're going to do, especially with small things. If you say you'll send someone that article you mentioned, send it. If you promise to introduce them to someone in your network, follow through. If you suggest grabbing coffee, actually schedule it. Most people are inconsistent with small commitments, so when you're reliable, you immediately stand out as someone trustworthy and considerate. This builds a foundation of trust that makes all your interactions more positive. In our distracted world, one of the greatest gifts you can give someone is your complete attention. Put your phone on silent and out of sight. Make eye contact. Respond to what they're actually saying instead of waiting for your turn to talk. When you're fully present with someone, they can feel it. They feel valued and important. This kind of presence is rare enough that it makes a lasting impression. Think about the people in your life who make you feel most valued. I bet they're the ones who, when you're with them, make you feel like you're the only person in the world who matters at that moment. All of these strategies work best when you approach them with a genuine desire to connect with people, not as manipulation techniques to get people to like you. The difference between manipulation and genuine connection is your intention. Are you trying to get something from people, or are you trying to give them something valuable? When your goal is to make others feel good about themselves, to understand them better, and to create positive experiences for them, that intention comes through in everything you do. People can sense authenticity, and they're drawn to it. Remember, you don't need everyone to like you, and not everyone will. That's not just normal, it's healthy. Focus on building genuine connections with people who share your values and who appreciate the real you. Being likable isn't about having a perfect personality or never making mistakes. It's about being genuinely interested in others, making them feel valued, and showing up authentically in your relationships. Start with just one or two of these strategies. Maybe you decide to focus on asking better questions this week, or on remembering and following up on details people share with you. Pick what feels most natural to you and practice it until it becomes second nature. The beautiful thing about these approaches is that they don't just make you more likable, they make your own life richer. When you focus on truly connecting with people, you build a network of relationships that bring meaning, support, and joy to your life. What's been your experience with building connections? Have you noticed certain things that help you feel more connected to others? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and if this video was helpful, consider subscribing for more content on building better relationships and understanding human psychology. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.